Well, I think we'd be looking back at a time maybe 18 months ago in 2008 when the announcement was made that the money was becoming available or was being made available through the European Union. So that was a very exciting moment, and I think it then led to people thinking that this could become a reality. This would be something that would reconnect people with their city.
The bridge is due to be completed by December 2010. It'll be a foot and cycle bridge which will encourage a healthier living and a healthier lifestyle for the citizens of the city and beyond, and will also create a shared space both on the footbridge and at each end of it, on the west in the Guildhall Square and on the east in the Parade Square in Ebrington. The bridge then allows the linkage both socially and geographically for the first time for pedestrian traffic across the two main centres on the west bank and east bank of the city. We also hope to have gallery space, museums, interpretive centres and a public archive within the Parade Square area itself.
But also the physical change that it's going to create within the city, and that it effectively will unite the waterside area and the city side area and bring the two areas within reach of the city centre, which I think is absolutely essential, particularly for those people in the waterside who have felt estranged from the city over the past 30, 40 years or so.
The bridge shall make it more accessible, obviously, for people to go back and forward from the city side to the water side, and all the other plans that there are for the Ebrington Barracks site. I see Ebrington Barracks as a new shared neutral space.
The bridge is part of a very critical infrastructure for the entire city. ILEX is charged with the regeneration of the Derry City Council area. Without Piece 3 funding, this bridge would not have happened, and a very critical part of the infrastructure would not have taken place. And the development of the Ebrington site, and indeed the entire city, would have been much more difficult and much more challenging had the bridge not have been constructed.
Well, the short-term benefits of the bridge are really the project itself. It's a very significant project, a £13.5 million contract. The contractor is a local Northern Ireland firm, Graham's, and as well as that, it is the first contract, certainly in this city, where we've been able to put social benefit clauses in, which encourage the contractor to take on people who are long-term unemployed. We have 12 long-term unemployed people working on the contract. What the contract represents is over 200 job years of employment. It represents £4.5 million worth of wages, and that generates local spending on goods and services of £2.6 million. And if you take in the wider benefits, the contract itself generates economic benefits of £9.3 million. So that's a very important contribution to the economy.
In terms of its symbolic importance, it's a way in which we reunite the city and bring people back into connection with each other. This city has been ravaged by 40 years of conflict and violence. This is an opportunity now for us to reconnect with each other and to look towards a shared future. And for me, the bridge symbolises the beginning of that journey, that we move from many, many years of conflict and of violence one against the other into a new shared future. And I think that's something we all want to benefit from.
Obviously, Ebrington Barracks was being demolished, and there was going to be a lot of refurbishment going on there. So we did some tours before some of the buildings were demolished, and from that there was a lot of community interest, and people were very keen to make sure that the history of Ebrington and what had gone on there, especially like from the First World War and even back as far as the siege, that wouldn't be forgotten. And when we got the chance to re-image the paramilitary mural, the first thing that came out as the theme for the mural was Ebrington, and obviously what had gone on in Ebrington, the history of Ebrington, and that's what we've tried to depict on the mural through the film reel, is all the things that came out at the workshop. But what came out most importantly was that we had a look to the future, and the future of Ebrington is the Peace Bridge.